I tell you what, Bryan Broaddus, David Bailey.
Yeah.
David Bailey, the edge from old Texas Tech, Brian.
Yeah.
He damn sure going to be one of your first-round grades.
He will be.
That dude's phenomenal, Brian.
He is.
16 sacks, 29 hits, 60 pressures. Just this year.
Yeah.
Who you think you talking to? Yeah. Who the hell y'all think y'all talking to? And look, he may be good and gone by the time the Cowboys get there. But teams suck at drafting, Brian. You never know.
Heard that yesterday in your post-game show.
I'm damn straight. David Bailey is probably going to be a stand-up rusher type guy.
Yes, he is.
He's going to have the measurables that the NFL wants.
Yeah.
He's a bendy, explosive dude, Brian.
There you go.
He hits that corner. He knows how to sack dudes. Think about what we thought about Donovan Ezeraku last year.
Sure.
Just a dude that just knows how to sack the quarterback.
Right.
I think David Bailey does it a little more easier than him.
Yeah.
I watched Kansas, Houston. I watched the playoff games. I watched some Arizona State too,
Yeah.
Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah.
Athletic pass rusher, bendy, good hands in there, Brian. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of those lean on my skill and athleticism and just run around you or run down the middle of you. You actually see him working the hands. There's another pass rusher. There's actually two of them that's in his top list that I think got better usage in hands and tools than him. But he kind of got this, I'm going to take the outside. I'm either going to attack your outside hand to do it.
Right.
I'm simply going to just rush you and do it. I may fake up and get under your hands and do it. And he flattens so easily, bro.
Right.
He flattens. We always talk, every year there's pass rushers that you have the tools to get to the backfield, but you probably don't finish all that well.
Right.
David Bailey makes the offense get rid of the ball quicker. He makes them do it. And he still finishes, Bryan Broaddus. I think there can be some run game improvement. I don't think he's bad in the run. I don't think he's you got to take him off the field because he's a liability or whatnot. If he's a standing linebacker, he deals with the run game like a linebacker does. But he doesn't deal with the run game like a hand-down defensive end does, right? Think about Reuben Bain and how he deals with the run game. He's standing people up. He's looking around. He's disengaging. He's going to go find the football. Right. David Bailey just kind of, I'm standing. I'm just going to run to the football. I think some coach is going to get hands-on, be like, hey, when you do this, do this, do this. But what is coaching for, Brian? It's nothing that'll make me go away from him. I think David Bailey's fantastic. First-round grade on my board, and I think there's a conversation on whether he's the best edge in his class.
Yeah, I don't. I like what you're doing there. I personally have Bain over him right now. But this is, I know the discussion you and I had about Bain was the bendy one, but this is the guy that is the bendy one. If you wanted just the way you watch him play, at 6'3", 250 pounds. NFL teams might think he's a little light for the position, but man, I am totally on board with this guy right now. You talk about the explosiveness. This guy, by the way, transferred from Stanford to play out of Texas Tech, but he's got all the pass rush moves. He could swipe you, he could rip you, he could spin you. He frees himself. We talked about the bend. He puts a lot of pressure on the blocker with the ability to attack the corner. You walked us through all that. The thing that he might get in a little bit of trouble at is when he gets tall and tries to fight the blockers that way. That could be a little bit of a problem for him. And there's snaps where you see it, as you mentioned, where he struggles to set that edge. But, man, I'll tell you what, though, he's got that twitchy element to his game and the first step explosiveness, the quickness. He can cover ground. I mean, there's just so much to like about his game and the way that he plays. The games you watched are really good examples. When you get that chance to see it, if you're out there wanting to study some games, Voch gave you some great games to look at because this guy does make a lot of plays for a guy that's put in position to make plays.
I got two more points, and this is something I'm going to do throughout the year, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm real big into matchups now.
Yeah.
Real big into matchups. And our guy that we're going to talk about later, Spencer Thenier.
Yeah.
He gave him some business, Brian.
He did.
But I knew gave him some business.
He sure did.
I think something that I want to bring to Crown Global that I haven't done all, and it's just going to take a little extra work on my part, but fine, cool. I want to find these matchups.
Oh, yeah.
I want to find these matchups and talk about some of the player versus player stuff.
Right.
I want to talk about some of the big games that, they were in, right?
Right.
And, David Bailey's kind of been cool all year, but versus some of these opponents, kind of goes away a little bit. I don't want to mark him as a guy that goes away, but that's just what's on film. You know what I'm saying? When, versus Utah, man, it was just whatever. But that's just something to keep an eye on. I think I got Bane over him, Brian, because I think you don't have to take Bane off the field at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, he can give you those pass rush looks also.
Right.
He's not going to be as natural of a pass rusher as Bailey, but Bane can rush hand in the ground. He can rush standing up.
Right.
I think when he gets to the lead, somebody going to rush him from B gap. Plus, you don't have to worry about him in the run game at all.
Right.
Bailey kind of got that, okay, well, we know that you're a good pass rush guy. We may rotate you in early. I think Bane, fresh off the pack, you open the box, he's ready to play for you right now. Bane may take a year or two to where he may have a down year. You kind of on the same?
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying right there. You mentioned about having Bane from Miami over this particular player. I think that Bane has got more to his game when it comes to playing the run. Now, the thing we talk about our show, we try to kind of talk about these players like if you're the Commanders or if you're the Giants or Eagles, whoever, and you can look at the players this way. For a fit for the Dallas Cowboys, you're probably maybe looking at Bailey over Bane. If you because you've got guys that you feel like that you can play the run with.
And a lot of tackles, too.
Yeah, a lot, yeah. And so to me, maybe Bailey fits better for somebody that's looking for a guy that we talked about that's really bendy and can get off the ball the way that he does. But I like the way that this guy plays. I think there's some things about him that when you watch him, you're like against some of the better competition. There's some good, there's some bad. You mentioned that bowl game that he played in against Oregon. He had a hell of a game playing. He was really, really active in that game. Tech needed him to be active, and he surely was. We're going to probably talk about too. They have a player on the opposite side. Height is another guy. So there's you're going to get when you watch Tech film. There's going to be two. You got to kind of keep your eyes on two guys that can really, really get after the passer, and this David Bailey is really one of them as well.